Alrighty, hello everyone, it's Silver Cal here, and today I'm going to be going over the 2014 fall video games that I'm really looking forward to. It's a huge list because fall, as we all know, is the busiest time for video games. This is usually when the biggest AAA games are normally coming out. Lots of games coming out at the same time, same week sometimes, especially this year. I find there's one month that's just stacked, it's just crazy. And this is something I've always done on my channel. It's just, really fun to get into the hype of everything. All the games are coming out. I'm a little bit late because it's already technically started, because I'd say the starting of the fall video games would be starting with Destiny, which came out earlier this month. But anyway, let's get over this because there's a lot of games to cover. And there are quite a few games that actually were pushed back into 2015. Batman, the Arkham Knight, Evolve. I think Witcher 3 was supposed to be this year, but that got pushed back, or it might have been confirmed for 2015. Anyway, I just don't remember, but I know that Evolve and Batman were, and maybe a few others that I'm just not thinking of at the moment, but it's still stacked, which is, it's fine with me because there's so many games, so little time, so I'm not going to be picking up all these games. That's way too expensive, but these are all the games that eventually I'm hoping to pick up at some point in time. Also, just before I get into this, there was a few games in August that came out, pretty big releases. Tales of Xillia 2, which I picked up the Collector's Edition, an RPG on the PS3. The Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. For the next generation consoles, you're able to play Diablo 3 and the expansion pack put together in one, which is pretty cool. I really want to pick that up. And Disgaea 4 on the Vita. I'm just mentioning that because there's not really a lot of games on the Vita, and they made a remake, I guess, for the Vita. Now, so as we all know, Destiny came out for pretty much all the systems, this generation and last generation. So I think 360 and PS3 also got it. But either way, that was a big release on the 9th. Then after that, it's kind of like there's not really any big other video games in September, other than one other one, but I'll get to that in a second. But there is Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes. That's coming out on the 23rd of September, so very soon. I'm not going to pick it up right away, but I'm kind of interested because it's basically like all the Marvel superheroes. Granted, it's in a very kid environment, very cartoony, not cartoony, but like very like childish, Disney-ish caricatures. And I'm like, but it's all the Marvel superheroes, and that's kind of cool. So I'll look at reviews, I'll look at gameplay, but I'm kind of interested in that when it would reach like a much smaller drop. Killer Instinct Combo Breaker Pack, which is an actual physical copy of Killer Instinct for like I think $20, but it includes everything. So you can get it. Killer Instinct, basically you get it for free on the Xbox One with one character, but now you can get, I guess, all the extra characters that they're going to be coming out with, and you get a physical copy, which is kind of cool. The other big release that I was talking about, for me anyway, would be Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, coming out on the 26th, because Nintendo always has these strange days that they come out on. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I might be wrong with some of the dates that these games are coming out on. Oh, and I forgot too, because I already have it, but August had Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on the PS3 and PS4, because at the time it was a timed exclusive for the Microsoft 360 and Xbox One, but now it is on the PS4 and PS3. And anybody that's a fan of third-person shooters, and if you like Plants vs. Zombies, the tower defense game, which is pretty much on every platform, you would like this. I've had a blast with it. That's probably one of my favorite games on the Xbox One still. It's just, I love that game to bits. It'll be in my top 10 games of 2014, unless there's a bunch of them that blow it out, but at the moment I think it's still my top 5. I just love that game. So if you have a PS3 or PS4 and you don't have an Xbox One or 360, definitely pick that game up. Check a trailer out first, obviously, so you get a hang of it, but it's awesome. Hyrule Warriors, which is a mix between the Zelda characters and I guess some of the story, mixed with Dynasty Warriors, those Japanese games where you just kill a bunch of people. Looks really fun, and I like those games once in a while. When they first came out, I was like freaking out because it was so cool. You have so many enemies and you could just all attack them. So I'm interested in picking that up eventually. There's still... All that I picked up right now for August was Tales of Xillia 2 because of the Collector's Edition, and I think that's really, I'm just going for Collector's Editions and Limited Editions, full price day one, because there's so many at this point that it costs so much, and then I don't want to pay really, you know, in Canada it's $70 for a brand new game, not collector's edition or limited edition, and that's a lot when there's a bunch of other games that I know that eventually those games are going to go down in a few months from now. I not too long ago I did a Target haul of games that came out last year, and I was paying $10 each. So it's really hard for me to justify that $70 price point for a brand new game that I know will be cheaper in a few months from now when I've finished playing all the other games that came out. So anyway, I'll let you know all the games that I plan on picking up. But I'm really looking forward to Hyrule Warriors, and I will pick that up at some point, probably at the end of this year or early next year. Another two games that are coming out at the end of September are Forza Horizon 2 for the 360 and Xbox One, so both, which is strange because I think Forza 5 only came out on Xbox One. Anyway, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on the PS3, also on September 30th, which is the, I guess, a continuation, or like an you know, Super Street Fighter. They always have like the Ultra Edition or whatever. That's kind of like this for Persona 4 Arena. And okay, now we get to October. October starts to get really pumped here. Super Smash Bros. 3DS starting it off on the 3rd of October. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that game up right away. Everybody's going crazy for this game, and I'm really excited for it too, but I'm playing a bunch of other games right now. Like, I'm still just catching up on a bunch of games that I bought this year, so I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it, and I will pick it up eventually. I just don't know if I'm going to get it day one. Next up is Skylanders Trap Team. Now the 4th Skylanders game. Really, they should wait 2 years. I know that it makes so much money. I like the Skylanders games too. I bought the first one, my first Skylanders game, the, I don't even know what it's called, the recent one. Swap Force, I think it is, yeah. And it's good, but man, don't release one every year. Next up is, I think this is still coming out this year, I'm not sure, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. At the beginning I was like, oh, another Lord of the Rings game, that probably mediocre game, but I looked at trailers and it looks pretty darn good. That's something I want to pick up eventually. Project Spark on the Xbox One, coming out on the 7th as well. Drive Club for the PS4, and I'm pretty sure that that's still, if you have PlayStation Plus, you get it for free, so I'm excited for that. I think it's still, I'm not 100% certain though. Borderlands, the pre-sequel on the 14th. This really hasn't been getting a lot of buzz, but I think it's because that it's coming out for PS3 and 360 only. Like, it's not coming out for the current generation consoles. One game that I'm looking forward to a lot this October, and honestly, not a lot of people will be. Harvest Moon: The Lost Valley on 3DS is coming out on the 21st of October. I cannot wait for that game. There's actually 2 Harvest Moon games coming out this year. There's Harvest Moon, The Lost Valley, and then there's another one that doesn't have a release date yet. That might actually get pushed back to 2015, but that's Story of Seasons, which is technically Harvest Moon, but I think it's being made by, geez, who's making it? Somebody else is making it. And they're allowed to use, Story of Seasons is actually the title of Harvest Moon in Japan. It's really messed up, but there's 2 Harvest Moon games coming out, and they both look different enough. But I'm really excited for the new Harvest Moon game, and Story of Seasons as well. Fantasy Life, also on the 3DS, is coming out 3 days after that on the 24th. I don't know why they wouldn't, like, kind of launch these games a little bit further from each other. It's not like there's a ton of 3DS games all the time. There isn't. 3DS has an awesome library because it's only mostly exclusives, but it's still, they're few and far between. Or they all jumble them all together at the same time. Anyway, Fantasy Life looks really fun. Kind of like a, I don't even know how to explain it. Go check out a trailer. Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, also on the 24th. So many people are excited for that. The Wii U really is doing a good job, I think, this holiday season. You know, Hyrule Warriors for September. October they have Bayonetta 2. We'll get, did they have anything releasing? Oh yeah, they have, I'll get to November. Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One. Really looking forward to that on the 28th. Not picking up day one, but eventually I will be picking it up. And Lords of Fallen for the Xbox One and PS4. Also on the 28th. I don't know about that game. That game looks interesting, but it could also just tank. I don't know. Next up, now starting November, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Not the Call of Duty game on the 3rd. Then, probably my most anticipated game of 2014, Halo, the Master Chief Collection on the 11th of November. 11/11. But being able to play Halo 1 to 4, being able to play Halo 1 and 2 multiplayer maps, online once again. That alone is worth the price. If this would have been the Halo 2 collection edition for $150, I would have bought it. I just love Halo 2 multiplayer. It's just right up my alley. It's the type of first-person shooter games that I like, and I'm just so psyched for this. This is the reason why I got the Xbox One this summer. I had to have it so I could play this game. Tales of Hearts R on the Vita. That's pretty cool that we're getting a Tales game on the Vita and a Vita game. I mean, that's rare. So looking forward to that. Assassin's Creed, the 11th is packed, but the week after is even more so. Now there's Assassin's Creed Unity for the next generation console, so Xbox One and PS4, which is like the multiplayer Assassin's Creed. Like you play the campaign's multiplayer, and then they also have one for the previous generation of consoles, the PS3 and Xbox 360, called Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is completely different. It's a completely different Assassin's Creed game, which is interesting. I don't know why they would do that. It's really, I don't know. And now the 18th. Now the 18th just has way too many games. You know, at the beginning, we had a few games that we knew was coming out that day. Far Cry 4, Little Big Planet 3, which is like the only real PS4 exclusive other than Drive Club that's coming out this holiday season. That's really bad. That's, you know, the order got pushed back, and the order looks freaking awesome, so I'm really looking forward to that game. But that got pushed back to 2015. That's another release that did get pushed back. And that's... PS4 is winning by a mile right now, so it's not that bad, but I still wish that they would have had maybe one more exclusive, like big name exclusive, for this year, because 2014 was kind of dry for the PS4. Like, Infamous, yeah, if you're into Infamous, I played the first one recently, and I'm like, lukewarm about it. Maybe it gets better, but eh. And then they have Drive Club. Not really into racing games. It's free, so let's try it out. And Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet I like, I don't love, so it's like, yeah. You know, the PS4 has not been getting a lot of love from me lately. Other than the free games. The free games once in a while, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. Little indie games here and there. Anyway, now listen to this. Okay, so we had Far Cry 4 and Little Big Planet 3. Those are two pretty big games right there. Then they decided to also add Sonic Boom, which is for the Wii U, and I'm not going to do any waves. But they also have Dragon Age Inquisition, which was supposed to be an October release, got pushed back to the 18th of November, and also WWE 2K15, which was supposed to come out in October, also got pushed back to this day. And now it looks like Grand Theft Auto 5, the remake, not the remake, but the remaster of, or the ports for Xbox One and PS4 and PC is coming out on that day too. That is crazy. Dragon Age Inquisition, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, Little Big Planet 3, Far Cry 4. That's insane. And WWE, those games usually do pretty well. That's crazy how many games are coming out. And then 3 days after that, we have Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Most chances are coming out on that day. That's insane. That's, God. And the week before that, you had the Halo Master Chief Edition. You had, you know, Assassin's Creed. November's just packed. It's crazy packed. I can't get over how busy that is. Also, Pokemon, Omega Red and whatever the other one is. I just put Omega Ruby, Omega Red, Omega Ruby, Omega Red. Is that X-Men? Anyway, that's coming out. That's crazy. That's just nuts. The amount of games that are coming out. So the ones that I'm picking up in November, because there's too many. There's just too many. I really want to get Grand Theft Auto 5 day one, but I played it and beat it already. So I'm probably going to get it like, you know, on Boxing Day or Christmas or something, you know, when it goes down a little bit in price. And because right now I'm picking up Halo, the Master Chief Collector's Edition, the Legendary Edition, so it's $150 or whatever the thing is. Dragon Age Inquisition, I'm picking it up with my girlfriend because my girlfriend loves Dragon Age. She started playing it this summer and she just adores the series. She's playing Awakening right now. She beat Origins with like, I don't know, 75 hours in or something like that. So we have to pick that game up. And I'm also picking up WWE 2K15, the Collector's Edition, which is like $110 or something because it's the Hulk Hogan edition. Hulk Hogan is like the reason why I watch wrestling. Anyway, and what it comes with is like his downloadable character, a little statue of him, like, or a bobbit head. I don't know. But the cool thing that I think just makes this collector's edition so unique, and that's kind of what I like collecting is weird things, is a piece of the wrestling mat that he came in on when he came back to WWE earlier this year in February. So, and I think he might have signed it too. So it's a piece of the mat that he walked on. That's so random to include, and it's awesome because I want to pick that up. So that's why on the 18th I'm picking up like 2 games. One of them is a collector's edition, and the other one I think we're getting we want to get the limited edition. We don't want to get the collector's edition because there's not really anything that we really love about it. That's 2 games, and then the week before that I'm getting Halo Master Chief Collector's Edition. It's because Dragon Age was supposed to come in October, and so was WWE 2K15, and then like Halo was going to come out in November, but no, it's like boom, just everything in November, and 2 of them on that day. And man, Grand Theft Auto 5, I really wanted to pick up day 1, but I just can't justify that. Maybe on Black Friday. I don't know when Black Friday is. I think it's the very end of November, because I know that generally they have games that came out just a few weeks ago, and boom, huge sales. So maybe I'll still pick it up in November. Oh, and there's also Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth for the 3DS. I'm looking forward to that. And last but not least, in December, they're releasing Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix for the PS3. And I assume they're going to have the limited collector's edition if you pre-order, so I had to get that as well. So there you go. Quite a lot of game. Oh, and also, The Elder Scrolls Online might still be coming out this year. Maybe, I'm not sure, but if it does, that's another game to look forward to. It's just packed. That is just crazy packed. So like I said, the only 3 that I have on pre-order right now are Halo Master Chief Collector's Edition, Dragon Age Inquisition, WWE 2K15, but I'm probably going to pick up Harvest Moon The Lost Valley on the 3DS, and maybe Super Smash Bros. 3DS. But obviously I'll be picking up Super Smash Bros. 3DS and the Wii U at some point, probably around Christmas time or Boxing Day afterwards, just because I have to. It's just not right away, but what else am I really looking forward to? Hyrule Warriors, really want to get that one. Sunset Overdrive, Fantasy Life, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. There's a lot of good games coming out this year. I'm really excited. This is, really exciting. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this fall 2014 video game season. Which ones are you looking forward to the most? So many to pick from. So anyway, thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. Beardage.